Hello, 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 hello. Let's go. Okay, lots to do, so much to do, so little time, so much to do, so little time. Let's see. Where were we? Last time we were working on the light box. That's what we were doing, getting that to work. So we'll carry on with that because we need to set up penalties, timing, and all of that. So let's head over to our maps, content, maps, joyride, and let's head over to our map. Let's see. Let's get it going. Let me just get some water. How's the volume on the mic today? Hopefully it's better. I turned it up way up, so should be maxed out. If it's not, just let me know. I'll see what I can do to increase the volume a bit. Oh, come on, little map. Open, 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 open. Okay. So this is where we were last time. Now the thing is, we need to actually finish this penalty pylon so we can actually give it a proper material and texture. That way, so I need to test something. There's something I wanted to test on these pylons. So let's over to max and let's test it out. Do I have these? So this is, wait, this is wrong. These penalty pylons all need to be 0.7 in scale. 0.7, 0.7, 0.7. Okay, all perfectly scaled. That's fine. Wait, do we scale these at the other end as well now? Yeah, that's fine. That's the actual scale they need to be, so saves me a bit of time having to go back for them now. Okay, penalty pylons, is max open? Yes, it is. Okay, file, open recent, scaffolding. Wait, it's no longer available? Did I delete it? I don't think so. Software downloads. I seem to have deleted it. Okay, at least I've got it backed up on my drive. So let's see. Download. There we go. Got them. Now we can carry on with that. Let's see. So I wanted to test a way so we can create a mask that would just show us the lighting, how light would fall based on how they were set up inside the ship. Okay, so this is 0, add a light, get a point light, and target light, some free light, just standard omni light. So that's the way the light would fall onto this, but we need to bake this now as a mask that we can use inside Unreal. That way we can place it wherever we need it to be. So, let me see this. I need to quickly just do this one post before I forget. layer this as a stream. Should be fine. And post. Please fix the above requirements. There's above requirements. It should be fine. What's going on? Okay, apparently I can't post it in there. We should be able to post it in here. Oh, it's because it's the link. That's why I am being stupid. And post. Will it work? I don't know. So let's do a cross post. Yes, we're posting on Reddit. Just because I think it's the best place. And post. Okay. Now we're back at stream. Okay, do we want some music? I don't know if we want music. Okay, let's focus on this. So, need to bake a map. So render to texture, bake to texture, render to texture. We don't want any projection of anything. We want to use existing channel. And I don't know if this actually works. A shadow map, a lighting map. It should be a shadow map. And we'll just place this on the desktop just to test. We'll make it a PNG. And render. Target, cancel. Target slot should be self-illumination, ambient color. Let's just see what we get. So that's what we get. That might actually be exactly what we need. That might be exactly what we need. Let me just check something here real quick. Okay. So that is what we need, but now we need it to be in a larger scale. We kind of need it on all of them, I would say. No, we don't. This will be fine. We'll just use it on these. We need it at least to be a 1K map. And then go to workbase. Let's go paste it. Like boxes. Wait, where did I put these assets actually? So I remember I put it in the right folder. Okay, so we put it under assets, environment, light trusses. So assets, environment, light trusses, textures. And this will just call emissive underscore mask. That should be fine. Emissive underscore mask and render. There we go. So let's see if it comes in. Import. And it does not look exactly like we need it to be grayscale. This is what it should look like. But that's what it's giving us. One alpha. Am I saving it as the wrong format? PNG. Yes. 24-bit. Let's go grayscale 16-bit. There we go. That's better. That's what we needed. Let's see. It's cold today. It's so cold. Okay. That's exactly what we needed. Grayscale. Now, let's go back into this material. And this is using a PBR, but we'll give it a new PBR that we can add a emissive to. So I need to find the original PBR contents, materials, master, and then there should be a master PBR. Make scanners, buildings, landscapes, lights. Apparently, I don't have a master material for this. That's fine, we can find it though. Go into these until we get to the PBR master. Where did we place this PBR master? That's the one we need. So PBR master. And this is under vehicle master materials. Why is it under vehicle master materials? That's not right. So this one has to go to master materials. Move here. One item and test master PBR master. Okay, now we need map underscore PBR underscore master EMM for emissive. I think that should be fine. What am I doing? Making life difficult. Let's create a duplicate. And then we can just go master EMM. There we go. So our master material is pretty simple. We're just literally going to ask to add the mask that we need. That's all we're going to do. So that we can swap it out, and then I'll show you what we can do with that. So we go textures, and then we want this emissive mask in here. So let's convert this to a parameter, and we call this EMM mask. What we're going to do with this EMM mask, it's going to run our emissive color. So we no longer need emissive material. We're only using a mask now. I guess we'll just use the mask. So remove this emissive mask, then bring in a color vector 3, and then we'll call this EMM color. Okay, and then multiply the color by our mask that goes into the emissive. So start the preview node, and you'll see that it is black. So if we multiply by white, what do we get? We get our actual emissive. So that's our emissive color and our emissive mask. Now we can add another multiply. We can give it a scalar value and call that emissive strength. And that will just get a basic of 1. So for now, I'm going to change this emissive to 0. Just to black. Why is it not black? Thank you. And then that should be perfectly fine. See, now this is a parameter. And so we should be able to use this parameter inside our actual blueprints now to control the color of it. Okay, save. Sorry. So we can then close this, and then we don't need this, but we do need that master material because we need to plug this into it now, and we need to replace this material only for these so that we've got that emissive. So we can deselect this for now. That way we can test it. So assets, content materials, master materials, and then we got a master emissive. So we want to create a material instance, mat underscore light truss. I'm going to move that into the light trusses folder under materials. Move here. There we go. So we have light trusses, which is the normal one we use for anything that doesn't have a actual emissive needed. And then on top of that, we'll add these just on the ones we need to edit. So we can do that. Change the albedo, emissive, masks, and normal. And the light trusses, textures. That mask is fine for now because we're using the same one. Now, come on. There we go. So we got albedo, we got our masks, and we got our normals. Okay, now for our emissive strength and emissive color. So we need it to be this blue color. See, you can see like we're getting this effect now. The emissive. I can bring that up to like 2. It's going to be nice and bright. Okay. Then on these light trusses, which is the straight ones, we can add light truss. See, we're basically now faking a light being shined in the middle from this one side, a light shining, like we were currently doing with the actual lights here. But now you can see we've got complete control over that. So if we open, I've got the material open on the second side, we can now control how much light we're actually giving it, faking actual lighting. I think that's a lot better. So we'll have a lot more control and we don't have to bake a lot more lighting. So this is just lighting we can use, so we can get rid of these lights. I think they are placed with inside this blueprint. Yes, they are. So we have these. So light truss, light truss, light truss, and then we got point lights. But light zones. So with these point lights we can get rid of. We don't need them anymore. We'll leave the light zones for now because we're using them to debug. So now you can see it still looks like we've got light, even though we don't. So we don't actually have any lights on them, but we're able to fake it now. So if we bring this up, we can see, and we got to make sure, well, they should be fine because the lights will always be from one direction. So if we put this to like a 10, we can get a nice glow, and we can change our color to be whatever we need it to be. And we'll be using a similar way with the actual penalty pylons. The penalty pylons will get a similar effect. That way we can change the color of the emissive, so I can go, oh, it's green, and if you knock into it, you'll have red. And that's how we're going to do this. So for now, we'll just give it a nice blue glow. So a green value of 1, blue. Okay. So that is our current material setup. And then the emissive is on 10. Gives it a nice bright color. Okay. Should we do the penalty pylon now? I don't know. But I do need to add in this now. I think 10 might be too strong for this. So let's bring that down to a 5. So it looks like 5 still. 2. Yeah, 2 is fine for now. We can work with 2. Clouds are so noisy. So I have discovered actually what's wrong with me converting all the way to Unreal Engine 5 as well. It turns out for Unreal Engine 5, they dropping Physics X vehicle, and they're actually using Chaos vehicles. So because they're using chaos vehicles, I can no longer use this setup for the vehicles, and I have to convert all my vehicles over to chaos vehicles if I want it to work, which is a bit difficult, but not impossible. So we need to now figure out a way which ones we've got to tell that's got to turn green and then turn back into blue. Because if we go into simulate play mode, we'll have two zones randomly light up, and those are the two zones that will then have to go to in this event. See, light config complete, and then it stops. They only show for a short while before they actually go off. The other part that we need is, I wonder if we can just reuse, we can reuse most of the code from this checkpoint. We don't need the red light anymore because you have to wait anyways. But we do need to actually have a bridge here that we can do in red. So should I use the construct then to set up these colors? We can do that. Or we can just simply start with this. Okay, so assets, environment, light trusses, meshes. But we need to create a prefab for this that we can actually use. So let's just save everything, light trusses, and let's create a folder for prefabs. Inside the prefab, we can create a new blueprint cross actor bp underscore light gate. Why light gate? Because, well, it's going to be a gate and it's made out of light trusses. So we got a light truss base first. Then we got to add a light truss straight, and we need to add a light truss corner and a light truss light. The scaffolding base, and these light truss spots, we'll add to them later, but for now, this is all that we need. So attach that to the main scene and attach to the main scene. Now, so if we snap this to a 10, I've got control on where they're placed. These are fine for now. I think I might have to export from the max file, because I do think there was some changes made to this max file and what we've actually got. So standard, let's see. Well, there's nothing on that one, and there's nothing on this one, so I should be fine for now. I don't think these have been edited yet. Or they might have been edited. That's fine. Okay, light truss 1. And then we got to duplicate. Control W, actually. Need to remember W. Now, building a light gate. We're going to have to set up different colors, actually. And I need to remember that. Apparently I was going the wrong way as well. It's fine. This one has to drop down over 5, or not, it's got to drop down less. What's the height? 570. There we go. Then we can go back to 10. There, Control W again. Control W again. So let's see. bring that into this, compile. So let's just dock this so we can easily find them. So light trusses, prefabs, prefab. So we need to see how many do we need. Do we need 4 or do we need 3? So we only need 3 of them. And that's the big thing. That's what I had to ensure. So this is the actual light. Even though it doesn't actually emit any light, it is the light. Control W, and that will emit to there, and then in between these two will be another one sandwiched. Control W, '90, and then snap to 1. Bring it back 1. There we go. Okay, Control W again. So we just want to fill in these gaps between each of these so that it looks like there's a light. And we have to do it from a specific angle due to the nature of the objects. So light truss inner light 4. There we go. There we go. Compile, save. Now we do need to change this material. So let's go make a copy. And we're going to call this light truss underscore blue. And then we're going to duplicate it. And blue's just going to become red. Why red? Because, well, we need one that's red. There is probably an easier way I can set this up. And I don't know if I can do that using the actual construction script. If that will work or not, I don't know. So we'll just do it this way for now. So now we can select all of these. And we can change this from blue to red. And then we have a gate that's completely red. There we go. Compile, save, close, and close, compile. Save that, and there we go. We've got a red gate. So I do think we need to actually up the intensity. So I wonder if I can do this to like a 2 and a 1. It's going to give it an orange glow. 0.5, still orange glow. So let's keep that on 1 and we'll just up the intensity on this to 4. There we go. So we got a nice gate that is projecting light from one side every time. We'll have to change these because we don't actually have a emissive on them. There is no emissive coming from that light, so I'll definitely have to get one that I can use. So let's carry on. So we need to place this prefab a couple of times. Before I do that, I need to ensure these meshes in the light gate is not static, which is a problem. They need to all be static for performance. Light trusses, prefabs. Okay. Now we need to add another one of them over here. And fits perfect, just like that. So I did add these lights. Do I want to make these blue? See, I need to change that. That's the one thing I need to change. I need to make it so that these are actually controllable from within. So let's see if we can do that actually. So let's go into the gate, let's go into the construction. When in construction, yeah, but then we're gonna have to say for each of these actual things. And that's gonna be a pain to do that for each object. There's only a set amount of objects, so let's first see if we can do that straight. get material index 0, because there is only one, index 0, create dynamic material instance, optional name, we don't need to enter that, set parameter, vector parameter value, yes, parameter name has to be color. Color. This value promote to a variable color. So, will this work? Well, there's one light truss does not have color now. So let's make it pink, test, and it works. Okay, so that way we can change it, set it to whatever color we need it to be. And that shouldn't be the same on the side. See, it's disabled. That way we can change whatever we want the color to be. So how do we do that? So we have to get all the straight ones. Straight, 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 and straight, and straight. So all of these we need to plug in. So that is the problem. So we got to do a for loop. So make array. So we need 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, and 7. So that's fine for now. We first got to make sure it works. So construction for each loop, and it has to take the array, then gets the material, and then creates some dynamic material, and then sets it. So let's move this up, make this nice and tidy. And there we go. Compile, save, and there we go. All of them are now pink, which means on this one, all of them will be dead, no color. So we can just simply go and say add all red, and there we go. That is how we choose it. So we can do a similar way for the emissive, so we don't actually have to access the material every time. So why is the alpha on 0? So close this one, and this is the value, and we can just set up the alpha to 1. There we go. Save. Right, next we wanted to do the strength. So let's add a variable. Variable will be a float, and this will be strength. There we go. And it'll be visible and a float. So set scalar parameter. We're going to need that again because we need to, no, it's not a scalar parameter. Set parameter, scalar parameter, value by input. No, just set scalar parameter. The value will be this string. The actual name will be strength without the space. String, like that. This will just compile, save, and we'll put it to 1. That way it'll always have an emissive and we can see it. Now we can change strength to like 4, and you can see we can adjust from here everything we need to. So we'll keep it at 4 on this one. At this light gate, we'll bring it up to a 4 as well. I think 4 might be like a very good stationary. So We're gonna have to do a similar thing for this, in my opinion. We're gonna have to tell it everything that's in. If it's scenario one, take all of these, change them. So it's gonna take a lot. We're gonna have to plug all of them in, but I do think it's the only way to get it to be that way. So let's first put the gates around a bit more. See, I don't know where all the gates have to go. We also have checkpoints though. There has to be a gate over here for sure. So this gate does not fit perfectly. Or does it? It actually does. See, my spacing was fine. This gate we will just have the usual blue, which is green one, like that, and we'll be bringing it up to a 4. There we go. So you'll come around, you'll know your 2 gates through here. And that's perfectly fine. So this one has lights from the bottom. This one has a light from the bottom. This one doesn't need a gate. This is a gate that's fine. The gate has to be placed in here. So this needs to be adjusted to end early. We'll make this gate red. And we'll place it at a 4. That way they always know the gates. There has to be a gate at this part. And this gate has to be blue for now. So I have to check, because this one I have to drive out and then enter into it. So what is the rotation? 85. So your rotation has to be negative 85. Nope, or negative 95. There we go. That is that one. Right, let's just see. Everything seems to be good. Everything seems to be stable. Next step, next step. That's fine, that's fine. This one needs a gate for entry. This one needs a red. So I need to work out. Every entry seems to be a red one, but any objective seems to be a blue one. And that is going way wrong. To come over here. Oh, that's because it's set to that. There we go. There we go. Set up nicely. Need to create a water cannon still. These, I think I can. Don't know if I should keep them or get rid of them. I think I'm going to keep them. But I'll bring them in a bit. There we go. And delete this one though. And just create a duplicate of this one. And bring that over to there. Oh, apparently the angle's off. And there we go. So we got nice blue lights showing up on the sides. Next. What is next? What is next? What is next? Think. What do we do? Gotta do? We gotta remake these because they're modular. They're taking up way too much performance. I think having static mesh with tileable materials will be the best bet for getting them the way. We need to finish this. So let's head over to that. Lightbox. So this is going to be light configuration. So we need to see light zone 1 and 3. Everything that has to go into light zone 1 and 3, we have to set up. Can we do it as a function though? We can probably do it as a function. So let's create a function and we'll call this light zones 1/3. So when you get light zones 1 and 3, let's see. This is light zone 4. This is light zone 3. So I need this one, this one, this one, this one. Now I gotta select all of these. Why? Because I need to change all of their aspects. I don't know how intense this will be, but we will test it. Okay. So light zone 1, 3. So I'm gonna select that and then select that. So that's gonna be all of them. Oh my gosh, that is a lot. That is a lot more than I thought it was gonna be. I don't know if that is possible. For an array, like that is a lot. Like, is a function gonna work though? That's what I'm wondering. Is a function gonna be the correct way to do it? Because we need to say if it's 1, it's got to run this function. But if it's not, then it's got to be the other function, depending on whatever it selects. What is the right way to do this? Okay, let's first just try set up this. So make array. How many do I need? I don't even know how many that is. Let's say 25 for now. Now let's just start at the top. So array. Oh, there's a lot more than 25 on this. Like, I wish there was an easier way to just select all of them and just dump them all in. So if that was 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, another 24. So it's 24 plus 3, so another 11. 21. 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18, 19, 20, 21. I don't know if it added all of them, but let's hope it did. See, I'm not sure if there's a better way to say get all of these. Is there? Like, I don't even think if I go reroute node, like, it's not going to take both of them. It's only going to take one of them, which doesn't help either. I think we're going to duplicate this function and just replace the ones we don't need anymore. Hey, we actually did it. I was actually right. Okay, so we make an array. And this is an array of everything that needs to change. And there is 50 of them. I can't believe that's 50. That's insane. So for each loop, we want to take our array, then we want to get material, index 0, material instance, create a dynamic material instance of set material. Then we want to set vector parameter. That will be EMM color. And that value we want to be green. And then we want to print string and just say changed to green. Just so we can, well, we'll see it, but this way we just know. So we need to plug that in there as well, otherwise it will not be happy. Okay, so now we have to say whenever it is index 0 from the select, it has to run that. So that is this. So whenever it selects 0, so let's bring in a function. So activate function, this to this, just for now. And we can say equals, oh, we can't select it. We can say this one, yeah. If this one equals 0, then execute that. If it does not, then simply just execute that. That way now it should show us the right stuff, I think. Let's see. This is always the struggle. So we're going to test it. So you got a 5-second delay. Then it should do something. Hey, it did it. Changed to green. And the light config was complete. Was it accurate though? Let's see. I gotta see that again. Because I gotta make sure the light inside it turned green as well. It's doing the opposite. Why is it doing the opposite though? Should it be like false and then true? Like that's not. That's not right either. Like it shouldn't be inverted. So it's still inverted. Change to green. And then light config is complete. Let's go back. We need to get this. We need this value. Wait, let's go. Print string as a test. And we can't do that. We can't do that at all. Do a delay of 0.02. Then only do we check this. Yes, we're adding another delay. This is still testing it to see if it reacts in the right way. So green, light config is complete. Okay, so this time it was doing it accurately because light config 2 played with was 2 and 4. So we need it to be by chance 1 and 3. So that's 2 and 4 again, and it activates them. It's got to do once. So array do once this, and whatever happens here to this to this. Yes, I know it's a mess at this point, but it's all part of testing it. It's all part of testing. So this time it did activate the right ones, but it didn't actually do the lighting. Wait, why don't we just... So, I'm overcomplicating this, so delete this. We need this though. We don't need this do once anymore, but we do need this branch. And based on this branch will be whatever this is. So we need this to be on true. But we don't need this variable. What we need is to put this to a variable. This variable will be light zone 1/3. That is what it will be. If this variable is true, no, it still won't work. Or maybe it will. So we can go we can't do a for each loop. But we can see. So integer equals 0. Then set light zone to true. Then feed this into a branch and check whether light zone is true. So we don't need these anymore because we don't use them anymore. So we can get rid of these light zones as well. Compile, save. So n div equals 0. Set light zone 1, 2, 3 as true. If false, then we print string stating light zone 2/4. Okay, let's test it. Let's see. 5 seconds, 5 seconds. Light zone 2/4. Nothing happened. That is good. Let's try it again. Let's hope we get light zone 1 and 3. It'll always be changing between the two. Light zone 1, 3. There we go. We've got it. We simply just had to set it as a variable. Now we need to do that for light zone 2 and 3. Okay. Can we duplicate this? We can, and we can call this light zone 2 and 4. But we do need to change all of this. But the rest stays the same. So viewport. Oh gosh, what did I do? So that's 1. So this is 2, and this is 4. So now we need to collect all of these. And now we gotta select an entire 50 stacks of pillars. Now that we have them, we go to 2 and 4. We can deselect and then bring that. Gosh, there we go. All of them. Just see if this is the same. 31. This one starts at 31.17. We don't have a 31, so we do have a 31. Okay, this should be fine. We'll test it. We'll run it, we'll test it, and see if it's fine. See, we'll do different zones inside of it to ensure that it's completed. We'll do different setup for that so that it's completely complete on its own. Because constantly doing this is, it's going to be too performance heavy. This is literally just to show the driver which one to go to. So just keep plugging them in. Plugging in, plugging in, plugging in. So many to plug in. Let's see, let's see, let's see. Plug in, plug in. Okay, compile, save. Now if we go back to this, let's run a test. No, we didn't plug in the stop plugin viewport event graph. Otherwise, if false, do zone 2 and 4. We don't need any of this anymore. We can simply just run this piece of code. That delay, choose a random integer. If it equals 1, do zone 1 or 3. If it equals 2, 0, 1 or 3, and if it equals 1, do zone 2 and 4. So let's see. We'll get one of them. Okay, so we go zone 1 and 3. Let's test it again. We got zone 1 and 3 again. Please give us 2 and 4. Did I seriously select the wrong ones? Print string, and we'll just say light zone 1/3. And then this one, we'll change that little piece to light zone 2/4. We'll compile it and we'll test it. Light zone 1 and 3. Let's try it again. Light zone 1 and 3. Can we stop getting light zone 1 and 3, please? Like, I do know there's only 2 light zones, so it's going to be random anyways. But like, we need to test this now. I can put in the switch and just trigger them. 2 and 4. It works. Okay. So now we need to do a timer that would be delayed so they can see it. Question is, how bright is this from this angle? Yeah, that's fine. I think that's perfectly fine. Sorry, guys. Okay. So we now know it works. We have light zones. Now this only needs to be triggered once we're at the light zone here. And that's the big thing as well. We have to make sure that it's triggered at the right time. So I'm going to put in a plane. I do have a parking thing, and I can move it around. So let's head over to this one. We do still have the light box open, yes. We head over to this, and I can select objective area, because I want the objective area. So in Lightbox, viewport. Let's just bring this light trusses up. Light gate, I don't need that anymore. Yeah, I just need the light box. So let's bring that in and drop that right there. Objective, space. So that is the objective. So we'll move that where we need it to be. So let's add a box collision. I don't have any collision. Where do we put the other one at? I'll have to check. Yeah, we almost got it at the perfect spot, but we can move it, so it's fine. So this objective area, I actually just gonna steal the code in this one. So trigger box is overlap all dynamic. Yeah, that is all I need really. Let's copy that. And then we're just gonna go event graph. And we're gonna paste that. And this we're gonna call trigger box. Will that work? I don't know. Trigger box. Compile. So this is the objective area. So objective area needs to be replaced in this one and in that one. Don't need the point light anymore because we're not using that anymore. So it goes on finished into that variable count down complete question mark compile. So that clears. So everything cleared itself now. Timeline is just box count down. So this delay will only start, like we can't do this at a begin play now. So let's do a delay of 2 seconds because this is a delay of closest function, closest function. This countdown delay is 5 seconds. Wait, is that literally what's inside of it? Nothing? Is that literally how I left it on this side? Just empty, 5 seconds, countdown. Okay. So 5-second countdown. Then once that's done, you can leave, you can go. But we want this to flash 2 seconds. And then it has to stop. So this. So equals true. Then do a sequence. So sequence allows us to split it between two things. So number 1, start this delay. Number 2, play and delay. We don't need to begin play anymore. This way we can now test it with the actual vehicle. So this block trigger, I actually want to put it on this. Okay. Oh, wait, something's not happy. Let's give it a second. There we go. So dimensions of this object is as follows. 500, 700, 100. 500 units. So this one has to be 500, 250 by 350, and we can move it up a bit. That's fine. In my opinion, that should be fine. As long as you're inside this box, it will trigger. Okay, but what this allows us now is when we're over here and we select this pylons, we can go down and select this object and now move it until where we need it to be. Just like that. Right, so event graph, when begin overlap, and it is the player pawn, we will start the delay. And the delay will run for 2 seconds before flashing. Inside these, we need to still add a delay. So light zone 1-3, leave that on. Then we'll add a delay. Can we add a delay? We can't add a delay. At all. See, I need it to be delayed. And then it needs to deactivate them. Because then you, as the driver, needs to remember which one you went into. Okay, let's just test this first to see that it works. So we're gonna go from here and we're gonna say play from here. Okay, we have a vehicle. Let's see. So we can drive and we can park. And it's gotta go 1, 2, and then boom. And then you can go to whatever one you need to go. Okay, that is accurate. That is the way it has to be. But now we need to deactivate. Can we do a timeline? We can probably do a timeline. So let's add the light trusses, headed light box. And then we go timeline. No, we can only cast to a timeline. We can't actually make any timelines. So we might have to do a script where we activate, script where we deactivate. And we control the outside, inside the event graph. So then we will do a delay of 2 seconds for both of these. Is 2 seconds enough though? No, let's do 3 seconds so that we use the entire 5 seconds. That way it's fine. So we'll delay both of them. Then we're gonna make a duplicate of this, and then we're gonna go light zone underscore deactivate. Deactivate. And this is simply gonna go to black. That way it won't emit. It's as simple as that. So 2 and 4, we want to duplicate it as well. We're going to call it deactivate as well. And the color value will be black once more. We can delete these now. I don't need these anymore. I think 1 and 3, 2 and 4. Okay, save. So let's close, 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 and close. And then we can bring in 1 and 3, deactivate, 2 and 4, deactivate. That way, they are all deactivated when they need to. Now we can just stack these next to each other. So let's test that again. So play from here. Then let's drive up to it and then the timer should start. So 1, 2, activates, 2, 3, deactivates. Okay, so that's the downside. We need to deactivate. No, we don't need to deactivate. We just need to, in deactivate, it needs to return to blue. It doesn't need to completely shut off. That is what I'm doing wrong. So, back into Lightbox. We enter our deactivations, and we simply set this value back to 1 green, 1 blue. 1 green, 1 blue. Deactivated. There we go. Just like that. I just need to check something real quick. I actually wonder, recording is on this mic. Cool. I just had to make sure it's set on the right mic so that I'm not using the webcam mic. Okay, and compile, save. Compile, save. This one's fine. And save. So now, play from here. Go forward. And stop. And 1, 2, activates. 1, 2, 3, deactivates. Your light goes green. And I can't actually remember which one I went to, so I'm just going to drive right through these. Okay. That is progress on our assets. This new one's being made, so we'll wait for that. These needs to be made. So I actually need to do the lighting on these again. I'll have to do the lighting. Think. Sorry guys, I'm just thinking for a second what I want to take on next. I actually think we should start working on these penalty pylons. So I'm going to save this file. I want to go open, software, no, workbase, order, redline, pre-production, max files, track assets. Yes, this is the one. So I think we're going to work a bit on these, especially these three, because we need these three to be usable now. So this needs to be smaller. Like I scaled them down, but how much though? So viewport pylon. Pylon scale is 1. But inside the world, the scale is 0.7. Now, let me just double check to make sure that I didn't change the scale anywhere else. Okay, everything seems to be as it should. Okay, that's fine. This isn't unwrapped, it just looks like it is. So if we take all these penalty pylons, so BP underscore penalty pylons, and we're going to scale them back to 1. I love how it's never the same. Okay, could have just done that. And we're going to save all of that. So we're going to change that inside the max file. So in here, we'll change this to 70%. And then we'll just reset the X form. So let's take these and we'll give them a material. Do they have a material? They don't. The leveler does and the lights have. Okay. How are we going to do this? 2 of them need lights. That I know. So let's just give it a standard material. And that's a map, and that's a material. Standard. Okay, so material. And we're just going to call these target / pylon. Okay, let's isolate these so we can use them for our own. These other assets are all being worked on by another person, and they are in control of all of that. So editable poly, select all of them, and let's just make them all to the same material ID, otherwise they won't work. Now we can unwrap them. Okay, so this is a quick planar on them, just so I can see. So these, I need to do that, and I need to do it on both sides. I think doing it on both sides is better, because that way I can ensure that no matter what side you see it from, you will have light. So X, X, we can planar both of these as well. And we can just mirror horizontally so they're on top of each other. We gotta try and overlap as many other things as we can as well, just to make life easier on ourselves. Break. And break again. Then this, we can just, okay, wait, let's just get rid of this one out of here. Project these two down. And because they're not going to be visible, we don't really have to care about them. But we do care about this seam. Okay, and we can break that as well. Cool. Next, let's break on this point and on this point. I think that's the right places. No, that point will be the right place to break it. Break this one on these 2 points. Right, next, why is it not looping for us? Unless that's a separate asset. Yes, it will be separate asset because it's attached to this item. But there is inside of it. There we go, there's the loop. And we'll break that as well. So for now, let's select this, get this arm out of the way, because that's the arm that we're just trying to loop now. So we take that, we give it on that seam, it will split perfectly down the middle, right? Break it. Of course, this won't split for us. Wait, does it? It doesn't have any inner walls, so we can simply just split it down the side and break. No, it does, because it would. I can't actually remember. I think it's just a cylinder. So break, break. There we go. So it was just a cylinder that was placed inside. And break. Okay. Next, we can break these at the front. And this one at the top. And break. There we go. So this still needs to be completely sliced up. And that's these parts. Actually, I'm going to break this one over there, over here. No, I'm going to break it at the right place now. I think like that would be the wisest. And break. Okay, next, you can select, oops, these and just bring them out. Okay, and relax. So this one we can straighten out, just relax it again. Okay, this one's relaxed as well. That's relaxed. This is bottom faces. This is the real test. Let's just do that. So where is this? What is this? That's the inner tube. So we need to break that inner tube, and then we can relax it. There we go. Look at that. Straightens out. Top face. Curl around. Curl around. I kind of want to straighten them out, but I kind of don't want to as well. I'll have to straighten them out though. Can't work curved. Okay. We'll straighten them out soon enough. These are all unwrapped as well. Then this is also done, right? Yes. So let's just chuck that in there so we get the scale right again. And this one, of course, it will freak out a bit due to that point right there. So I'm just going to bring that over to where they need to be, roughly. And there we go. Just helps relieve on the relax, just to get it unwrapped. But these are nightmares. So then this, okay, so this we did relax. We can relax them, or not apparently. So there are two assets. There we go. They just needed a bit of help because they couldn't decide which they wanted to go. Okay, so I'm going to do this the easy way and stack them. These, on the other hand, they're a bit more complicated. So if I do that, and then every two lines on these because of the overlap, and then I have way too many lines selected. Yes, as expected. Still, that's 2 lines, so it's always going to be 2 lines. Okay, easy. Oh, I say easy until I actually try it. So, is all these loops going to be the same way? No, they're not. They're always going to be different. Okay. So let's select this bottom edge on all of them. We'll stack all of them on top of each other because they're going to be on the inside. You're not really going to see them, and you're never going to be close enough to really see them. So we are able to stack them in the sense then. So we'll just bring all of this over, and we can just relax all of these, and we'll bring them in, we'll straighten them out, relax them again, straighten them again. There we go. So I think we can just do this, and then they should be perfectly stacked. Is this one going to rotate? No, it's not. And stack, and stack, and stack, and another stack, and stack. There we go. All of them are stacked officially. Next in line, we need to ensure this gets straightened out properly. So that's a reset build. Where's the other one? This is the quick build. That's what we used. Then there's a peel mode. I think this is the one that I need, yeah. So we can just do that and that. And bring this point down, this point up, and then we should just be able to stretch this out until we get around about what we need it to be. That's the key thing here. And then we can just do that. Let's grab this one, and we do the same thing. So we're going to grab a point, we're going to go into peel mode, and we're just going to bring that out, stretch that out to there, stretch this one out to here, do the same here, and just like that. Okay, Now that we've got them basically where we need them, let's bring them over. Okay. Just gonna go select straight down. I'm just gonna select all of them. Straighten them out. And whoop, wrong one. And straighten them out. There we go. All straight. Checker flag on them. And slight warp. That's just due to the pinching. You can see at the bottom it's pinching. Like, it's always best to just have them because you can give it a nice tight pack on them. And that's what we're trying to do. Why is this completely rotated now? Okay, accidentally did that. Oh, because we went into stretch mode while selecting multiple things apparently. So let's just relax these two. And then we'll straighten them properly ourselves. And open, and straighten. And then again. And straighten. There we go. Now let's select all of these. We're going to go tool and we're going to go to rescale cluster. That way everybody should have, technically should have the similar texel size. Okay. Now comes the fun part. Packing. And no, it's not actually the fun part, but it is the need. So this object needs a lot more space. No, they're all fine. Don't know what I'm talking about. So I'm gonna grab that, put that at 45. Just bring that down here. Then we gotta make sure we've got this mass selection on. There we go. Let me rotate this one up. What are these? Are these the bottom bases? Okay, these are the ones we're not going to see. So we can simply reduce their scale and drop them in here. As close as we can on top of each other. Because we're not going to see them anyways. So next we have these two. Let's chuck them aside and then we just got to stack these. So this one, what is this? So that's that arm. Why is it not straight? There we go. Keep it straight. Keep it straight, keep it real. So this one I'm actually just going to stretch already and max out this texture space. There we go. Just like that. Then we can bring in this. Bring that down. So we're going to have to paint the emissive on these, I think. It's going to be easier. We'll paint them with a white, and then we'll use that mask inside the other material. I could probably just combine the two and just make it one material. Yeah, I don't need to actually make it another complete material. I can just transfer all that over and it should work perfectly fine. Don't know why I didn't think of that actually. And let's bring that in. And we just want to get them packed nicely. Which parts are these? Those are the top and bottoms. Yeah. So we just want to pack it nicely. Let's just scale this one a bit, I think. And pack that one there. Okay, next we've got these two. Pack this one over here. Pack this one 90 degrees to this. I'm just trying to use as much space as I can. I don't really want to lose any space. Or so, cool. There we go. There we go. Convert to an edible poly. So now we got to export these. And then we got to export them all together so we can texture them and actually put them in. So export selected. Redline Racing, content, assets, I think environment. I made these so long ago, I can't even remember where I put them. Environment, main map meshes. Main map meshes. Then we got our light pylon. Use this material. Then we got our target base. File export selected. Add target base. Wait, is this one? Yeah, it is zeroed out. Always got to make sure that they're zeroed out. Otherwise, they freak out. Well, export selected, and this one will be I don't actually know. Luckily, I've already placed them in the world. And here they are. So they're called directional arrow. Directional arrow. Apparently, I am blind. Okay. And import these four assets. Reset, 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 and reset. Okay. So now that they've all got the same material, these pylons are now the right size as well. Bring them down to 0.7 of their original scale, which is accurate. Okay. Let's spread these out. Can we? Substance to Arnold substance. Okay, so now. So I'm just going to export these to a different location. Redline production, 3D files, exports. And we're just going to call these track assets for now. Now let's keep them to the same as the material, which is target pylon. Apparently I keep changing the way I spell pylon. Okay. Substance painter. Let's open that up. Let's grab that real quick. Right. Got substance painter open on the side. There we go. Let's go file, new. I'm going to use a 1K on these. And then Redline, production, 3D files, export, target pylon. Yes, that is the right one. Okay, so now we should have all four of those assets in here. And they're nicely unwrapped. There we go. So let's bake their settings to 8, by mesh name, and occlusion, cosine uniform, smooth. There we go. Now we can texture them. So this pylon will be made out of plastic, and it will be plastic at the top and bottom though. So it won't just be a solid plastic, especially because it's going to have an emissive on. So let's see what we have here for plastic. So I think just a plastic PVC. Something doesn't feel right. This unwrap. Where is this pylons? Apparently, we forgot to do that. See, I told you something didn't feel right. And that's what didn't feel right. Okay, we'll have to re-export the set, but we can only re-export this one pylon to be sure that it's texture space fine. Unless we have to change everything's texture space. So, which we'll probably have to do actually now that I'm thinking of it. This one we forgot way off in the distance over here. That's not good. So let's bring that down. That explains the weird scaling. Okay. What is the best way we can do this? Okay, let's scale this down. Rotate this. So I'm gonna actually be able to not have that perfect. I don't think that'll affect us at all, to be honest. It does give us a bit more space to do other things as well. So I'm gonna do that. It's not the perfect use of space, but we'll have to find some more assets to place in there. Okay, and convert to an editable poly. Then we'll go File, Export Selected, and we'll just call this Target Pylon again. Okay, but now we have to export these. Export Selected. This PC, and we'll go Workbase, Solder. Ooh, that's the wrong one. That's the Unreal Engine 5 one. Content, Assets, Environment, Main Map, Meshes, Target Base. And we'll zero out this one. File, Export Selected, Target Arm. Then we'll zero out this directional arrow. Okay, thank you. And then finally our light pylon. Okay. And then we should re-import all of them. And then in Substance, we need to go to Edit, Project Configuration, Select, and then just reselect that. And it will adjust, or not, it won't adjust at all apparently. Yeah. Apparently does, no, it did adjust. What am I talking about? Okay. Next up, let's change this PVC color to a very dark, almost black color. And then we just want to select this base. Also, this has to be PVC, but I want this entire object to be that. I want to be, I don't know what, like this has to be a metal arm. This doesn't, we can make this part plastic. Definitely make that one plastic. And we can make this base plastic. Well, that's this little shovel point. I'm gonna make these as well. Okay. Got some base materials on. Now the light pylon. It's gonna be PVC plastic again. But it's gotta be white PVC. And I want to give it a bit of a roughness, so I don't want it to be too shiny. think that's fine. The emissive on it though, we'll try and figure that out soon. This has to be shiny. So this should technically, I think, be a metal. So let's see which metals do we have. Metal. So I want a galvanized metal for this. So iron galvanized. And that will go onto this arm. We also need reflective tape on these, just so I remember. Scale, so 5. We'll make it a rough galvanized, make it a bit darker. We'll add some dirt still in time, but for now this will do. Then we want a shiny, iron shiny should be fine, I think. Could you probably use like a brushed, no, that's actually nice. I like that. I want that shiny color. So add the shininess. We'll add some surface imperfections in time. But inside this, we now have to unselect these. So let's go black. And that should be this line right here. And why are we doing this? Well, we're doing this for the reason that we want to make this emissive and actually have a bit of a shine, like a glow to it, like there's a light inside these, so that you can see it when driving. I mean, you are driving at nighttime, so it would help, wouldn't it? It would be best being able to see where you will be driving. And then this guy, and this guy. Right. That is that. So I actually want to see, is there a nighttime? Autumn forest. It's not a forest. Let's see this. None of these are actually nighttime, which does suck, but what can I expect? Okay. Let's see. I'm talking loudly though. I don't know. Like this mic, like I need to get a better mic, like honestly. This thing's just too soft, no matter what I do. I wonder if I... See, if I think if I disable the noise cancelling. Apparently I can't change settings. Oh, there we go. What is going on? Why is it struggling so much? Close this. Okay, so I just need to actually speak up. Okay, let's get back to this. So let's add our emissive. So I'm going to give it the same PVC, except it'll be a emissive PVC. So give me a emissive, and then our emissive color for these will be yellow, like that. No, we need to make it white, because we need to be able to change it where we want to change it, to whatever we need to change it. I think they mostly should contain yellow, except for the pylons. So I think I'm gonna make them yellow. That is my feeling. Like that. Just pure yellow on the emissive. And they can keep the white base. So let's select this. And that will be on these. Oh, why? No height. And then this should also be like that. I think that's good. We'll test it inside the engine and see as well if it's fine or not. Hopefully. The Motorist Center. Oh, I like that. That looks pretty good. Okay. Sorry about that. I was completely off topic, but gotta do what you gotta do. Okay, let's keep bringing that up like that. So that will be very bright inside the engine, I think. And like we can still control it when we need to. Now I need to give an emissive, so I'm gonna do this, and I'm just gonna change it to be red so I can see it easily. And I want to paint that onto this. So let's go to orthographic so it's easier to paint. Put a flow of about 50. And we'll just paint it. Yes, it's not going to be perfect because it shouldn't be perfect, especially because it's a light being shown inside. So it's never going to be perfectly filling due to plastic being thicker at some points. I definitely don't want the top to be emitting light. So let's do that. Just soften up these edges. So that will be our light in our actual pylon. That will be the light. So we can do emissive again, and we're just going to put a pure white emissive on it. You might be asking why white. Well, the white will definitely help us to control it, but that is the concern. So this plastic PVC might as well just be emissive as well, and white, and rather have it as a mask. Okay. So let's go back to perspective, and that'll be our emissive on it, so we can see it. Next, I want to add little lights on these for emissive as well, just a few dots, just so it guides you, just so you know, oh, cool, I'm going this way, I'm busy going that way. And we're going to do that with the same. We'll keep the flow at 100 so we can just stamp it. I'll put this hardness at a 0.8. Now, in order for me to get the spacing right, I'm going to bring the spacing at the top here to about, I think, 110. No, that's too close. So let's do a 130 and have a look. So 130 to there, 130 to there, and then another point right in the middle. Okay, that should be, in my opinion, that should be fine. That means we can completely change our arrows and where they're going. Now let's add some, before we get to the PVC, so under this, let's just add some scratches. I just want to add some basic scratches and just a bit of surface imperfection to it overall. I'm going to do the subtle stain scratches. As you can see, there's just got some slight scratches on it around the edges. Gonna bring that rifles up. It doesn't really need a normal. Just gonna drop that down a little bit, and then just drop this and just get a nice feel for it. Here we can see a lot what it's doing. So this roughness is just like that. We can add a filter and then just a slight sharpen. I think I might actually remove it on this. I don't like it on that. So I'm gonna add a paint. And then I'm just gonna add a 25 flow. Just so I can lightly brush it out. And this hardness we can bring way down. So just slightly reduce what's on it. So let's bring the flow up a bit. There we go. Don't want it to be too intense. I think we need to, this PVC should not have height on at any point in time. The normal's fine. Okay, that gives me a bit of a better feel. Then on this fill still. Is this still from this? That is from this. So we can just go into this and just edit the curvature a bit. Just bring that curvature down. There we go. I mean, these things don't have to be look like they've been dragged behind a car. That's literally what they don't have to be. Like, that's a bit extreme. But this should do for now. This should be fine. Yeah. So let's save this 3D substance, and we're just gonna call these target pylon. And then let's rename this. Do a pylon. Control Shift E, and then we can export this to a Unreal Engine packed. Why is I need to check why that is happening. I cleaned it up. Don't know. Maybe it's XSplit. So workbase, other games, Redline Racing, content, assets, environment, main map, textures. Do we have any other textures in this area? So main map, textures, and we just dropped everything into there. Okay, so we're just going to drop everything into there still for the pylons even. Good. And import. And this is not a data table. Like, why does it always think it's a data table? Okay. Building, main map, textures. And there we go. Target pylon and all those things. We gotta change this one to a mask though, so that it's read correctly. This emissive, we can simply just do a grayscale, because we're gonna use it as a mask for that emissive. So I need to grab this material, the light trusses. I think that should be fine. Create a material instant. We're gonna go mat underscore target pylon, and we're gonna drag and drop that into the main map materials. And that way we cannot change it over here. So main map, textures. So we got a base color, we got our mask, we got our normal, and we got our albedo mask. Don't forget to hydrate. My water's right next to me, I promise. It's right here. So here we go. See, hydrate. I'm good. Okay. I think it's all the talking. I'm not used to talking so much, like honestly. That is the big thing. Emissive strength, we can leave it to pylon emissive as linear grayscale. So sRGB just needs to be disabled, and then it's fine. Cool. So I forgot to put it as linear grayscale. I wonder if this one's the same though. Are these... Oh yeah, sRGB was disabled. Okay, so it's quickly recalculating that, and then that's fine. So we can head back to these. Okay, so let's actually open up this pylon. So we're gonna have to check. So this viewport, this pylon, we're just gonna reset that. And then this now needs to change. So half height comes down to around about there. And then the capsule diameter comes down as well. There we go. So now that, I think let's go a bit up. So let's just go 60, just so it's a bit bigger than the actual mesh. I've got water. I'm drinking my water. I promise. My water's right here. Don't worry. Drinking all the water. So we've got that one. We've got these. We need to open. And then we've got the target. Where do I have the first target? There's a target over here. There it is. And I'm just going to go to this target arm and open up this target base as well. Okay. Now we can go main map materials and we can do this target pylon. So target pylon, we can just go target pylon, just hold and select and just drop that in there. Okay. So now we can see they have that. We need to blur that one definitely a bit. So let's move it over to this, and that is this top one. So I'm going to go into this and I'm just going to go a filter and add a blur. There we go. That blur will just blend it out nicely and should make it fine. Control Shift E, export, and save. Let's import that again, and we can see we've got a nice blur. Okay, we're gonna have to clean that up again. Let's see, that's all fine. So let's add a 4. I'm just gonna add this to a folder. Add a white mask. And I'm gonna deselect this part just to keep it clean. The rest shouldn't bleed over into anything else. It does actually bleed over to this. That one it can bleed over into. I'm not too worried about that. And then the rest is fine. Control S, Control Shift E. We'll definitely be refining these materials later on in textures. It's mostly just now to get it working and prototyping. So the penalty pylons have to be. Oh, this guy's blue. Yes, this guy has to be blue. These penalty pylons have to be blue as well. These though, I can change. Should I change? Let me check. I have screenshots of everything. So we need to make a pink on those, and these need to be white. See, like, I don't know. I quite like it. The arrow is quite blue. They look quite nice. And like, in order for us to make it, we're gonna literally have to make it as a blueprint so we can change it again. So it's always gonna be different. So, but these, this has to change. This one we do have to give a different color. So we're just gonna duplicate this one. And I'm just gonna make it underscore pink. So arm base, I'm gonna go into arm base and I'm just gonna open this pink one and change this emissive color. And that's a pink. There we go. Look at that. I do think we can get away with a bit more. Going like a 1.5, a 1.5, no, 0.8. No, it's a 2 and a 0.5. 2, 1. There we go. 0.5. 1.5, 1.5, 0.25, 1.75. See what that looks like. There we go. It's just got a bit of a pink glow. It's maybe too much. Okay, I need to have this color on the side where I can actually see it better. So emissive strength back to 1. Yeah. Why? Because we need to change this more. So Okay, we're gonna do it that way. So we've got a strength of 5, and then we've just got a straight pink. That way we get it to that. See, it looks good. Look at that. Look at that nice pink. Pink side. Hey, we got pink here, we got pink over there. We got pink everywhere, really. So let's select these, because I need to change them. Well, I don't need to change them. I need to add them to this area. So I'm going to duplicate this and bring it over. Then what I need to do is this light, we need to not change. So I'm going to make this light back to white. And then I'm going to tell it to use temperature, and I think about 3000. Nice warm light. Bring that down to 500, and this radius to about 300. That's a bit small. So let's bring that 500. Okay, so it's less intense. So we're gonna need to find this blue light. Should be a different version light as well. So a blue light, light, and a purple light. So that's not gonna work. There was a light on. That should be that. So it should just be nice and white. There we go. We'll change that later on. Oh, that is wrong. And we want to select the root. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to add these actually to the ceiling instead of to the side panels. And why, you might ask? Well, I just think it might be better in that way and easier to control. So if we do that, so it just lights up the area quite nicely. Otherwise we have so many lights bouncing around, and that's just going to kill performance even more. So I want to drop this temperature again to 2500. I want it to be a proper like orange. That's too orange, to 2500. That should be fine. I think that's fine. It looks good to me. If you're coming from this side, no, that black at the top's really. This door angle, is that the one? Yeah, but it's not right. Ooh, that is wrong. So it's got to be like up there. That explains why I should put it like that. No, these are the choices we make. So I'm gonna bring that up to that point. I think that's good. We'll fix the peaking later. That is a shared route. We do not want a shared route. I just want the light. Thank you. And we added another one over there. And then we're going to add another one over here. And add another one over here. Add another one on this side. And then another one on this side. There we go. So at least we've got these lights on the inside again. So when you're driving up from this side, oh no, you'll see performance is low. We are working on getting that fixed. So that's all fine. Is this light still here? I don't see it. I think I did remove it. Can't remember. Oh, these lights should now be fixed. Yes, look at that. Got these nice little. I need to increase that. That's not bright enough. So let's bring it up to a 5. That's nice. It's got a nice glow. Really tells you like that is the way. That is the way we're heading. Keep going. Okay. And I guess that will be it. That will be it for today, guys. Like, we did quite a bit. We finished on this. It now triggers. It tells you which one to go, and then goes back to the. That is was one of our main goals to get that done today. We also got some extra stuff done, like our targets and stuff, and got just the materials done. We can quickly actually end this penalty pylons before I forget. Let's do that. So when you hit it, simple. We're gonna get the penalty pylon. We're gonna get material. Then we're gonna get dynamic, create dynamic material instance. And we're gonna, so this all has to happen once you hit it, only when you hit it. And then we wanna set vector parameter value, and that'll be EMM color, and we're gonna make that to red. Compile save, and that is because it needs to be pylon. And if I'm not wrong, that is the actual material color. So it'll be EMM color, and we shall quickly test that. So let's just hit selected viewport, and let's quickly test that. Okay. So we're gonna hit straight up. And we're just gonna hit this pylon at the front, just to check. Oh, I need to figure out. And it doesn't work. Why is that? Why is that? We did it the same way on the other ones, unless the spelling is not right. I'm gonna test if I just do that. We're gonna ignore the cost to player penalty for now. Let's first just get this working. So EMM color. EMM color. Am I spelling it incorrectly? I don't think so. Nope, that's the exact value. That is control index 0, correct? Yes, it is at element 0. It's got target pylon. And that's so. I'm gonna play from here. And we hit it. And it doesn't change. But why? I'm gonna bring this pylon over just so I can test it. So I'm gonna play from here. Okay. So, oh, that is the question. I don't know which pylon that is. Okay, let's first see. This is pylon number 49. That might be the issues. There might be too many of them. No, I don't want to start all the way over here. I want to start right from here. I want to test pylon number 49. Okay. Doesn't do anything. Why doesn't it do anything? Can we just do a print? Okay, so do once. All of this nonsense. And it's just print string saying hello. And then we're gonna go play from here. Unless, so it's not picking up our actual collision at this point. That's the problem. It's not picking up the collision. So I don't know Why? Why it's not picking up the collision? Maybe there's a setting now that's wrong due to the scale that we changed it. But it doesn't seem to. Oh, is it costing us right? I see. It's not picking up that we're hitting it. That's what's wrong. So on capsule begin overlap. No, let's do on capsule hit. On component hit. Is this component other actor equal to that? And it's oh gosh. Okay, let's just drive all the way. I'm just gonna drive right through it. So we did get the overlap. But it didn't do anything. Print string and say false. So we're just testing. We're just basically testing it, seeing what's going wrong from where. And it's probably gonna say false. It doesn't even say false. How fast do we have to be going? Can I just drive over this thing? Hello. Okay, so you're trying to tell me that if we don't hit this pylon fast enough, it's not gonna pick up that we're hitting it. That's what it seems like. Like it seems like we really gotta ram this pylon in order to. So let's see. Nope. That didn't work either. I don't know where I sent that thing. I sent it flying somewhere. But no worries, there's a lot of pylons just around the corner. Unless it's now because our collision box changed. Because remember, I had to redo the. No, I didn't change the collision on these. That was in Unreal Engine 5. So that one changed. That one changed. So some of them are changing. And some of them aren't changing. So, okay. That is what we'll sort out next, guys. Like, that is the next one. In our next stream, we will be sorting out the penalty pylons and seeing why they don't react correctly. But that is it for today, guys. Hope you guys have a great day, and I'll see you guys next time. Cheers.